What you're about to listen to is a Bry-Fy production. Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Bry-Fy podcast. I'm your host, Bry-Fy, your person. Hey RJ, what's up? You want to come say hi?
Hi.
Hey. You heard me recording and came to check it out, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you doing today?
Nothing.
Nothing. What do you want to do today?
Play guitar?
You want to play guitar?
Yeah.
You want Daddy to play Clone Hero?
Yeah.
All right, we'll play some Clone Hero later. But first, I got to record this episode, okay?
Okay. You're gonna go in, okay?
Okay. Thank you. You're the best.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. So yeah, guys, welcome back to another episode. We have some nifty nerd news for you guys, and I do have something to review this week. What?
Is it the RG bye?
You want to say bye?
Okay. Bye. Thanks for watching.
Oh, he's the best. Bye, RJ. I'll get you in a little bit, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
It just melts my heart. You're welcome, buddy. His thing, though, if you don't tell him, like, you're welcome, when he says thanks and you don't say you're welcome, he's going to say it until you say it. Like, he's going to keep repeating himself. He doesn't have this thing where, like, he just understands, like, you mean, like, yeah, thanks, man, or whatever. You have to physically say these things to him, which is a lot of fun and sometimes annoying, but I love him to death. Anyway, so yeah, I'm Bry-Fy, the dad guy and pop culture guy. Anyway, so yeah, I got some nifty nerd news. Do have something to review for you guys this week, and just talk a little bit like this past week. So yeah, this episode's coming out a little bit late. It's Saturday today, but that's because I've been busy this past week. I was at fire school in College Station at Teeks, which was a lot of fun. Of course, it's always a lot of fun. You get to fight fire. I get to be a fireman for a week. I mean, I'm training, so like I can actually fight fires, industrial fires, like the rest of the year. But for a week, we actually do some pretty serious training, which is a lot of fun, and get to hang out with the guys on my crew, and that's always a lot of fun too. And now, recently, my family's been coming up with me, so it's kind of like a mini half vacation in a way. Like I have to go do business stuff, 9 to 5. Well, not a 9 to 5. It's like, well, we start around 7:30, and then we have a late burn. But we start early, and then it's like a normal. I do business stuff during the day, and then when I come home or come back to the hotel, then we do family things and go out. This time we went to like the mall and went shopping and stuff. Checked out a thrift store in College Station, and really, my ultimate goal was to hopefully find some prismatic evolution just out there in the wild, because I'm addicted to Pokemon cards, and I want this EV promo, man, which comes in the Elite Trainer box. So like I'm going to get it, right? Like I'm going to go to these stores. I'm going to eventually find it because I know like the scalpers can't always win. And so I go to like Targets and Walmarts in the area, nothing. And so I'm like, okay, well, there are a couple of comic/card shops around here, or shops that sell cards. So let me go check those out. So I went to like a game store. They had nothing. Like all their Pokemon stuff's wiped out. I went to another card shop who typically has a bunch of Pokemon stuff, completely wiped out except for like 3 just Scarlet Violet base blister packs. So nothing there. And then I go down to like one of my big sports card store because they have some Pokemon stuff and they have some older stuff too, which is kind of cool. Not vintage, but just like some like Sword and Shield stuff and all that. And nothing. Absolutely. The guy said they had some like prismatic evolution stuff come in today and it completely went out like immediately. And I'm like, what the absolute fuck, right? Like how, man? So I'm here to say the scalpers won, dude. Like I didn't buy a sealed product. I went to TCG Player and I ordered the EV promo card. So I've completely given up on trying to find sealed products of this set. The one thing I really wanted was this EV promotional card. Like, and I mean, I filmed the video. I have gotten lucky, like very early on. I happened to stop at a local Target, and just as I was walking through, and I think I've told this story in a previous podcast, they were putting out some sticker collection stuff. So I was really happy about that and was able to pick up 3 of those. And I got some okay cards, nothing really to write home about, but I've just given up, man. It's just too hard to try to find this sealed product stuff, man. People are just buying it up so fast, so quick. And I think it's because they can turn around and make such a profit off of it because it's in such demand right now. It's just so frustrating. It's so annoying. And so finally, I gave up. Like, I just can't do this anymore. I can't sit here and haunt these stores hoping to find sealed products. So I just broke down. The promo's only like $11 online, which is fairly cheap for a promo. I think will probably go up in price. But I want it for me. I don't want it because I'm trying to make a profit. I want it because I like EV and I really like how this card looks for this EV promotional card. So I want it. I want to put it in my collection. There's a couple of cards in my collection that are worth quite a bit now. At least recently they've gone like skyrocketed in price, which is crazy. Some cards that I bought for like $50-$40 are now pushing 200 and plus. So I don't know if it's just the market as a whole or because some of these sets are no longer in print, these cards values are skyrocketing. The thing is, I only have 1 of these cards and I don't want to get rid of them. So like, I'm not going to sit here and try to turn and make profits off these cards that I really like and want in my collection. There are some extras that I have. Those cards aren't going up in value, so I'm not going to sell those cards. No, I probably will. We'll see. Anyway, sorry, that was a big breath because I was hiding a sigh. Anyway, so yeah, I broke down, bought the promotional EV card, which means probably my very next trip to Walmart, there's going to be a bunch of sealed product there, some prismatic evolutions that I'm going to buy, even though I already have the promo, but now I have 2 promos. Like, that's what's going to happen. And I even told my wife this. Like, I will never find these, like, prismatic evolution in store until I have already bought the card that I want out of the sealed product. And then it's just going to magically be there. And I'm going to be so upset, and I'm still going to buy it, begrudgingly buy it, because that's just how it is. The only other things that I've been doing here recently is because the new Pokemon products are so hard to find, I've decided to go back and work on my vintage stuff. So I'm buying a bunch of base set commons and uncommons, trying to complete my base set, my base master set, if you will. And I'm pretty close to being there, man. I pretty much got almost all the cards I need. I might be like 10 or 12 short. And thankfully, I already have a lot of the big guys like the Charizard, Venusaur, Blastoise, the ones that cost a crap ton of money, Alakazams and stuff like that. So I don't have to drop too big of amount of. I don't have to drop like a butt ton of cash. Just a buttload of cash, not a butt ton, but a buttload. So anyway, let's talk about some nifty nerd news. All right, guys, up first in the nifty nerd news section of the Bry-Fy podcast. If you're a fan of crayons, specifically Crayola, and they've come out with colors that you're a really big fan of, and then the new set comes out and those colors are gone, and you're like, what the heck? Only to find out they've retired the colors, because that's a thing, retiring colors. I didn't know eventually you get, like, you can only get so yellow, I guess, and then they get rid of yellow for something different. I don't know. But no, there are actually colors out there because, believe it or not, Crayola does some crazy off-the-wall colors, and they end up getting retired, discontinued, and no longer in use. However, there is now going to be a limited edition 8 retired color box set that you can pick up from Crayola. So, you know, me being a Pokemon collector should have no problem avoiding this, but as being someone who doesn't want to suffer from FOMO, fear of missing out, I'm kind of keeping my eye on it, man. I don't know. And like the colors are kind of weird. Like I looked up an article to see like, okay, well, like what's special about these colors? Like what am I missing if I don't buy this Crayola set? Although I'm not a color person, so I probably won't, like I'm not a Crayola color person, so I probably won't buy this either way. But so the 8 limited edition retired colors that you can get your hands back on are Dandelion, which is kind of like a dark yellow or a deep yellow. I don't know how to say that. Mulberry, which is a violet of no, maybe a more magenta, a bluer magenta. Orange red, which is exactly what orange red. How did they retire orange red? I thought that was like a staple of every color. Lemon yellow, which is a very light yellow. Magic mint, a mint color. Blizzard blue, just think icy blue. Violet blue, which I figured would be another like staple of the color community. And then raw umber, which is a brownish gray. I don't know. I mean, it's interesting though. Like I said, if you're a fan of crayons and Crayola, this could be like a big thing, man. Actually, okay, I just looked it up. For the first time in the company's history, they're bringing back retired colors. So this is not something new. This isn't something that they typically do. This is like a very limited thing that this is the first time they've ever done it, man. And the company's been around since like the early 1900s, like I think the start of the 1900s. Maybe let me look here. 1903 was when the first iconic 8-crown box came out. It was in 1903. So they probably got started maybe the year before, started making this product, or who knows. But pretty interesting stuff, man. In fact, like I'm looking through here, talking about some of the colors. Dandelion, which retired in 2017. Blizzard blue, magic mint, and mulberry retired in 2003. Orange red, violet blue, lemon yellow, and raw umber retired in 1990. Why do I remember orange red? I mean, I've been alive since 88, but I feel like I've seen orange red after 1990. Maybe I've just had it. Like, I've had this collector item and I didn't know. Like, can I sell my orange red original Crayola crown from the 1990s? And make bank? I don't know. Dandelion left the crown box. Oh, no, I already said 2017. Interesting stuff, though. I don't know. I found it super interesting because, you know, as a child, we were all children once. I'm sure we've all used Crayola crayons. So, yeah, I think that's kind of interesting and kind of cool. Moving on to the next bit of nifty nerd news. Disney is reportedly concerned about the affordability of its parks. However, they will do nothing to change that because people keep buying tickets and are somehow still able to afford going to their parks. Me, my wife, and my son have thought about going to Walt Disney World or maybe Disneyland. I've never been to Disneyland. I've been to Disney World. But it's outrageous to go, man. Like, day passes are like $200 a person. And then, like, you're not just going to go for a day, especially because we live in Texas. I'm not going to fly out to Florida for a day. And plus, the plane ticket alone would be like a couple of $1,000 or $2,000 for all three of us to fly out. Like, it's insane. Plus, you got to get a hotel. Plus, if you want to eat, do you like food? Do you like to live? You got to do that. Water is crazy. It's just insane. But people are still, like, people take out second mortgages on their homes. People take out loans to be able to afford Disney vacations. I'm not going to do that. That's ridiculous. That's crazy. We live in an insane world, guys. But I guess it's good that Disney is like, hey, like, we noticed, like, we see it, but they're also like, best we can do is maybe throw in a free hot dog, like give you a coupon for some food. They're not going to make anything cheaper. They're not going to cut prices. They're not going to do anything to help families, really, because like I said, at the end of the day, rich people are still able to afford to go. And now I feel like that's what Disney vacations are going to turn into, or like the Disney experience is now going to turn into, is a rich person thing. Like, only rich people get to do this, you know, like only rich people get to have yachts and like do private jets and stuff like that. Now it's going to be Disney vacations are only a rich person thing. So I'm going to have to be famous to be able to afford it, or I'm going to have to be on Make-A-Wish to be able to go for free. Like that. Like those are the only kind of people that get to do cool rich people thing. And it sucks. Speaking of sucking, so I've talked about Pokemon cards and Pokemon sets and how after the Eevee evolutions, the next set that was going to be coming out that I was really excited for was a Team Rocket set. And we got teased that, hey, we're getting some Team Rocket specific Pokemon. And it was going to be really cool. And I'm really excited. As it turns out, this will no longer be the case. Not that they had a Team Rocket set planned and then pushed back against it and not going to happen. No, I believe we in the Western part of the world were misguided. So as it seems, it looks like it's going to be kind of more like a Gym Heroes type situation, or I think that's the set I'm thinking of, where we're already getting what's called a Journey Together set that's coming out, where Pokemon with specific trainers attached to them, like, oh, this is going to be, Bob's Pikachu or Cynthia's Gardevoir, like, things like that. And along with the new set that's coming out after Journey Together is going to be like, oh, well, here's Team Rocket's Mewtwo and stuff. And it's just going to be a few Pokemon attached to this set, not the entire set being a Rocket set. So I'm actually really disappointed by this, because I thought we were going to get another like Team Rocket specific set, which would have been really cool and really awesome. And at the same time, would have probably been another set to just tick me off, because I would have gotten absolutely nothing out of it. Maybe, just maybe, my hope is that the disappointment people will have in this not being a Team Rocket set will make them not go for it and maybe bring some of the popularity down. Like, Pokemon needs to put out some really shitty sets right now to get rid of these people. So that way I can buy cards that I like. Not going to happen. I mean, they've come out with pretty good fire, at least recently. Like, you had the Scarlet Violet 151 that really got us all in. Then you had Surging Sparks with the awesome Pikachu that everyone's going for, the butt Pikachu, some people are calling it. Then now you have the Prismatic Evolutions, which just stacked onto that popularity. And of course the shiny set, which I was a big fan of, with the shiny Gardevoir, which I actually got, so I'm happy about that. But so you've had a rise, or at least in the last couple of years, of popularity for Pokemon. You just start putting out some bullshit sets to get rid of some people. But yeah, so I'm really disappointed, because I thought the Team Rocket set was going to be a Team Rocket set and not just a new trainer set with a couple of Team Rocket cards. Now, don't get me wrong, these Team Rocket cards are probably still going to go for a lot, because Team Rocket cards are really, really popular. In fact, I'm working on my old school like Team Rocket set, my vintage Team Rocket set. It's going to cost me a lot of money, guys. It's going to be tough. I'm thinking of trading one of my base set Charizards for a Dark Charizard, because I think that's the only way I'm going to be able to afford it. That being said, I'm still excited for it and can't wait to see. But hopefully it brings down some of the popularity, so that way I can start seeing stuff in the wild again. I can start buying sealed products in my Walmart and my Target and things like that. Anyway, the last bit of nifty nerd news, actually kind of sad. It's not nifty at all. It's sucky nerd news. But my local card shop that I like to go to, that I'm a really big fan of, actually got robbed here recently due to the craziness that Pokemon card collecting has been. Like, it is insane, man. You hear about it more and more recently as the popularity goes up, because people find out, oh, I can flip these cards for quite a bit of money, man. I can make quite a bit of profit on selling a Pikachu, a Charizard, a Gardevoir things and stuff like that. It's insane. It's scary, for these workers who are just, working in a place with an item that they love, a hobby that they really enjoy, and to have someone come crashing in or breaking in or whatever. And hopefully, I don't know, I didn't read the full story. I don't know if, because they just posted it on Facebook. So I don't know if it was during store hours or if it was after store hours, but hopefully no one was there when it happened, because, oh my God, I can only imagine. But it sucks that it still happened, and they're kind of in a weird, not visual place. Like, it's not really in the open. So, people could get away with crap like that, and people can feel emboldened to do something like that unfortunately, because of the location that they're in, which really sucks. But hopefully they rebound and they bounce back from it because it's one of my favorite shops to go to. It's definitely the closest shop to me, and they have such a wide variety of selection. They've always been willing to, like, if my son wants 1 or 2 bulk cards, they'll just let him have it, because I mean they're worth maybe 10 cents each. It's like nothing. They're worth pennies. And also I buy like cool stuff. I buy the big money tickets, so they just kind of toss those in there for free. Oh, I forgot. I do. We'll end this on a lighter note. I do have one last bit of nifty nerd news. So the Pokemon Company, despite my issues with their Pokemon cards, they do make other products. They make shirts, apparel, house appliances. Like they do like dishes and stuff. And they also do like plushies. Well, here recently they decided to come out with a life-size Pokemon plushie, and you're thinking like, oh, that's cute, like a life-size Pikachu, which they've done, like life-size Pikachu, Bulbasaur, Squirtles, stuff like that. The Pokemon that they chose this time, I'm concerned because I already know what's going to happen, because I know what Rule 34 is, and because I've been online long enough, and I can only imagine what the sick, depraved perverts are going to do with the new plushie that the Pokemon Company has put out. And that is a life-size Gardevoir plushie. Maybe you didn't hear me. A life-size Gardevoir plushie. And if you have any idea who this Pokemon is, and maybe if you don't, just Google Gardevoir and see what pops up. Don't even type, like, just the name Gardevoir, or just, you could even type probably sexy Pokemon, and that will probably pop up too, because internet. But I have seen Rule 34, and I know exactly what has happened to this poor Pokemon, and I know exactly what's going to happen to a life-size version of this poor Pokemon. You've literally created a furry sex doll. This is what the Pokemon Company has done. It's created a furry sex doll for everyone to sell. And I have no idea how. Actually, you know what? Let's go online right now. Let's take a look here. Let's just. Maybe it's on Pokemon Center.com. Let's go over there. We'll go to the Pokemon. Oh, there it is. Well, no, that's a sponsored post. That's not directly from Pokemon Center. Let's see. Let's go to Plush. Oh, God. I'm going to laugh if it's sold out already. If it's on here. I don't see. Let's... Gardevoir. Did I spell it right? No. Vor plush. Let's just type that in. Oh, there it is. A 63-inch Gardevoir plush. Hey, it's new. It is. Oh, it's just a pre-order right now for $450. You can buy a life-size Gardevoir. To sit in your house with you, stare blankly into your soul, enjoy morning coffee with. I just don't know, man. I'm worried. I'm concerned. They gave it legs, a skirt. I mean, well, that's part of like the Pokemon look. But, oh God, I'm just so scared. I am absolutely worried for what is going to happen to this poor doll, man. People are going to come over. Hey, why is your Gardevoir crunchy? Yeah. Oh, and I can't help myself. I'm going over to the Elite Trainer boxes to see if there's anything. Nope. Nothing. Journey Together, which is the new one that's not even out yet, already sold out. I don't think there's anything in stock. Elite Trainer box wise. Nope. Everything is sold out on the Pokemon Center. Wow. Just wow. Anything Prismatic Evolutions? Nope. Everything's sold out. Cool. Anyway, that's all I got for the Nifty Nerd News today, guys. Take a short break and we'll talk about what I wanted to review for you guys today. All right, guys, thanks for sticking around for the final part of the Bry-Fy podcast. Actually, I'm really excited because I got to read a graphic novel while I was in College Station. One I don't remember picking up. I was trying, excuse me. I was trying to remember where I found this from. It was actually sitting on my son's bookshelf, so I don't know if I put it there by mistake or if I thought this would be cool for him to read, or maybe someone got it for him. I don't actually remember where this book came from. It's called Grace Needs Space. It's a graphic novel by Benjamin A. Wilgus and Ree Abrego, and it's from RH Graphic. I don't know if I've ever heard about them. But I'll read the back cover for you guys. It says, "To the far off moon and back. Grace is so excited to fly a freighter from her home space station and away from her boring mother, Evelyn, to a faraway moon. Plus, she'll get some quality time with her fun mom, Kendra, something Grace definitely needs. But when Kendra is too focused on work, Grace's first big trip becomes kind of lonely. Grace had so many plans for fun, but it just takes one quick decision, and Grace's adventure isn't so out of this world at all." And so that's the name of or that's kind of like the synopsis for the book, I guess you could say. We'll talk a little bit about it. Like, first off, artwork. I absolutely adore the way that this book looks. I like the character design and just the space aspect of it. It's fairly simple. Like, they don't go too crazy. Like, I'm not like, it's not Saga. Like, we're not like, if I had something to compare it to, well, I mean, that's not, you can't compare it to Saga, right? But, they don't do too many big splash pages. There are some really cool stuff in here. It's very, what's the word I'm looking for? It's very, not cartoon. Well, I mean, cartoonish. It has a cartoonish look about it, but it just works, man. It reminds me a lot. What's that? The gemstone one, Steven Universe, has a very like Steven Universe look to it and feel to it, but I really like it. Like, and it's not fantasy or like sci-fi, or like, it's not really Steven Universe, like the art style Steven Universe, but it's more set realistic or sci-fi realistic stuff. They're living off one of I think it's Saturn's moons, or I can't remember what moon it is. Well, Titan is mentioned in here. I know that for sure. But they live on a space station. Grace and her mom or one of her mothers lives on a space station, orbiting around a moon or a planet. And her other mom, who's a freighter pilot, Kendra, or Ken is what she's called, is coming by to pick her up and take her on a job with her. But it was going to be kind of like, my trip to College Station with my family. It's for work, but we're also going to have some fun there. However, things don't go quite right for Ken, as the job that she was having lined up falls through on her, and now she's scrounging around trying to find something because she needs to make money. Like, the whole point of being able to go on this trip was that the job was going to pay for it, and now she has no way to pay for it. So she ends up spending an incredible amount of time trying to figure those out, like adult stuff. You're trying to figure something out because you want to do the right thing, and unfortunately you didn't plan for this. And I think that was the big thing, and something you start to see between the two mothers. One is a planner, one is a thinker, one is like, I have to have everything set a certain way, and if things go wrong, I have like 5 backup plans to how this can work. The other one's more of a free spirit. I'm a space freighter pilot. I do fun stuff. I can work in a pinch and like just handle things as they come and go. But when some things like this go seriously wrong, I don't have backup plans, and so now I have to deal with that, and Grace is just kind of caught in the middle between, while I'm trying to get away from my boring space station life and trying to live it up here and have fun and explore and see new things, but my mom won't listen to me or won't like take what I want to do seriously because she's busy doing other stuff. And so it's a fun little like kids book, and it's enjoyable. Grace finds some friends while visiting the moon, and they want to go visit a giant methane lake, which is really cool. It's really awesome. And so she can't like her mother Kendra is not paying attention to her when she's trying to ask about it, and so she decides that she's just going to go with her new friends all by herself on their school trip. She's going to sneak aboard this school trip and go out there. Well, things don't go necessarily right for her. She ends up getting left behind, and of course now the mom finds out because, oh God, we almost left this kid out on the frozen ice of the planet to die. And so because of that, things, she is seriously grounded. Like, things are very not well for her. And while her and her fun mom are on their way back home, things go seriously wrong with the spaceship. And instead of, like, her fun mom Kendra doesn't want Evelyn to find out, because of course it's such a Kendra thing to do, is like let her ship, like not maintaining the ship, cause an accident and cause problems. So science engineer mom, plan mom, goes to help fun mom. They have like a scolding thing and like talk about it, and like, so you can see like kind of like the differences between the two parents, like, and why maybe not that they're not, like, it's very ambiguous on if they're still together, if they're separated, like what's going on, or if it's just because of Kendra's work that she's not there all the time. And so like that was like one question that I had, but it's not, I guess, very important to the story. The important part of the story is really about Grace and kind of her adventure and her frustrations and feelings towards her parents about what's happening. Like those are the real important things, not so much the relationship between mothers. But it's a cute little story, man. It has a good meaning and it has a good ending to it. It's like, and it has that little sense of adventure and a little bit of scariness, like, oh no, what's going to happen? I think this is a really good graphic novel to read with your kids. And one, reading graphic novels I think is really good for kids because it's bite-sized reading and it's picture storytelling and it's adventure, man. So maybe I did get this for my son, or maybe someone did get this for my son because it's space. My son does like spaceships and airplanes and stars and the moon. So maybe someone did get him for this. But as far as I'm concerned, man, this definitely, it's a nice little book. I think if I had to rate it on my scale of positive, neutral, or negative, probably put it at a neutral. I don't think it's a must-read type book where like, oh my God, how are you living without reading this? But it's definitely not a negative charged book. Like this is a good book. It's fun to read. I enjoyed it. It's simple, and it's a nice little story for kids. So I would definitely pick up Grace Needs Space. I'm sure it's probably at Barnes and Nobles or on Amazon. So definitely check that out. Check that out. I enjoyed it. I liked it. But that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Sorry, my stomach made a weird gas noise, and I thought it was going to be a fart, but it wasn't a fart. It was just shifting air bubbles in my tummy. Weird. Anyway, thank you guys for listening to the episode. We will see you guys next week. Bry-Fy out.